remember being at the sports book the other night for this fight, and it was a bet that said it was going to go to full 8. And I was looking at it, and I was like, no,
You should have
I
took
don't
that.
want to take that. It's gonna be something. You know, it was gonna be something special. No, we all got hoodwinked. We all got bamboozled. And I should have went ahead and took that. I would have won a nice.
I did not. I would like the record to show I did not. I was just trying to see how much foolishness was going to happen.
And it was a bunch of foolishness. It was a true bunch of foolishness. Hey folks, make sure that you're catching out on the show. You can catch us on X. You can catch us. Let me see. There it is. Boom. There you catch us there. You can catch us on fuelsportsnetwork.com. You can also check out, this is where our new Facebook page is, facebook.com/fuelsportsnetwork25 is where you can find the show. And it's on his Straight Out of Low Cash Network page right now on YouTube. So he was like, I can do it, right? Yeah, why not? Sure, he can do that.
It's promotion, baby.
It's my show, baby. So yeah, if I want it out there, damn it, that's what it's gonna be. My regular co-host, the good Reverend Doctor, will be back on Friday, and because he has his own show that he's going at right now against me.
It's all good. It's all good,
man. But it's all good, man. I still support
it. Man, entertainment is not entertainment per se. Like people try to say sports entertainment, but sports is still supposed to be a competitive sport. As much as it's dope what the Paul brothers have done, particularly for women's boxing, getting them paid, Serrano and Taylor, it's still a mockery, man, of this sport. It's still a sport. And I hope that the rest of the boxing culture, I would say I hope they freeze him out and try to get the Canelo thing, the Tank thing, all these other random. Don't even mess with that because that's messing up the purity of the sport that's left. But on the other side, boxing has fell off so much that this is what now has been able to come to the front hold and become the biggest thing is because of the inability of boxing marketing wise, 15 sanctioning bodies, there's 17 belts on the stage, all these different things. Affected by not putting the fighters in the place to be fighting when they should have been, and somewhat they're going a little bit on Mayweather a little bit. They dictated themselves to Mayweather a lot within the culture, and within the culture, and it's not Mayweather's fault when I'm saying this, but the culture of it. And then everybody's scared to lose a fight now because everybody want to have an undefeated record like Mayweather did. Those different things was not well for a boxing match. The best boxers of all time, most of them lost 3, 4, 5 fights.
Exactly. And like you said, nobody want to take a loss these days, and because they thinking about it's going to tarnish their legacy. Granted, and I think what was completely missed in this, and others have figured it out, it was an exhibition. So it was not going to be a real fight. I don't even know if it was. They say it was a sanctioned fight, but it wasn't. For it to be 8 rounds, 2 minutes. Come on, we really wasn't going to get what we wanted out of this, and we just wanted to see, because it was Jake Paul, and we was tired of hearing his mouth and this and the third. We want to see him get knocked out.
But that's the same thing Mayweather would, politic in. He wanted you to hate him so you could try to pay that money to see him get knocked out, and it wasn't happening.
Yeah, and a lot of that, I think Jake Paul's promotion was part of that, or he had something to do with that. The same thing with Floyd Mayweather.
Tommy Fury touched him up that one a couple of fights ago,
but and that counted against him. See, that was the thing. That one, and that's what people are looking for. They want to see him. They want to see him go against actual fighters, since he says he, can clown around against them, and that he can be with the best of the best. And he talking about want to be in a title fight now. And I'm like, sir, you haven't had any major real fight that you can sit back and say, hey.
What division is he claiming he's going to get a title fight in? What division?
Where is he at? 170 right now?
So super middleweight or something around there?
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Let me see. What is Jake Paul's?
Dude, he wants to be in the WWE with his brother Logan. You know what I'm saying? And stuff.
Hey, low-key, his brother Logan been doing decent though in WWE though.
Logan has done a way better job than I expected. Like when
Yeah, I ain't gonna front on that. I can't hate on him on that.
Me neither. And that's the
So
thing.
they talking about he's gonna be a
he's
heavyweight
not
or
a big fan.
cruiserweight. He's a heavyweight or cruiserweight. Ain't no way you give him no fight against no damn what's the new champion? He's undisputed now from Kazakhstan.
Oh, I thought you talking about like guys like Crawford or Garcia and them cats.
No. He's too big for them. It's Usyk. Sorry, Usyk. Usyk is undisputed. He just touched up Tyson Fury and got all the belts. But he don't want no way. The boxing just go ahead and just pack it up. If y'all let him fight, and he got beat up by Tommy Fury, yeah. Before that, and Tommy Fury is like a low-level weighted heavyweight. You know,
right.
Like let me see. Who Tommy Fury didn't fought? Let's see here. I know he got
see, that's what I'm saying, man. Like it ain't like it's a big list of who he's fought and whatnot, man. But I'm sitting back and I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like I just want to see Jake Paul get knocked down.
Undefeated. He's undefeated. I thought one of them Furies lost to somebody. It's how many Furies is it?
There's Tyson. There's Tommy.
Tommy's the one that beat up the Paul brother. It was another one that was fighting too, though, I thought.
Where's Deontay Wilder at?
He might take that check. I mean, he got beat up by somebody recently. Was it? Oh, he got beat up by a homeboy from Australia. That lost to
It wasn't Fury, was it? Not that one, was it?
No, it wasn't Fury. He got beat up by somebody else recently, maybe 5-6 months ago. Oh man, what is his name?
Hold on. Well, let me check
I'm looking
his record
now.
real quick. Let's see.
We
can look at things as we go.
It ain't like back in the day you would have a producer looking it up as you're trying to get through.
He lost against James.
Okay, he lost 2 fights in a row. He lost to Josh Parker. That's who I was thinking about from Australia. Then he lost
James,
the Chinese brother. Yeah, that knocked him out.
Good. Googly moogly. See, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Knocked him out.
Maybe he get an opportunity.
He ain't been the same since Tyson Fury, though. The 2 Tyson Fury fights. That's, he's not been the same since then.
My Netflix is still loading. Don't tell me.
Dang.
You know what?
Hey, Scott, you're right. You're right, Scott.
Speaking of Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, okay, Netflix. What does that mean? Because now they're doing the NFL streaming games, and then you got WWE coming up. Mm-hmm. In January, and they trying to do a big show. I think the NFL streaming games are going to have a problem, and the reason is it's a huge.
Not if Beyonce Knowles is involved with that halftime show for Christmas. No sirree. They don't want them problems. He's doing the halftime show. Don't want it. Look, don't worry about us. They're gonna ruin Christmas. Now, this is what I wonder if they're gonna do. I think they're gonna have another tier for live events that they're gonna charge you for. And like, hey, if you want better buffering for your live events, get this $5 added to your Netflix.
That's why the thing is you're already charging $14.99 for
you're gonna get $20.99. $20.99, you get it all.
For $20, you gonna give me?
I mean, you get WWE, you get NFL, you getting boxing. I'm getting snowboarding on there. I'm putting on a badminton. I'm trying to do all the properties that ESPN and CBS and NBC don't got. Bring them on over to Netflix.
But the thing is, the NFL games are going to be produced by CBS. They're producing these games, so that means they're going to have CBS. They're going to have the CBS production crew. They're going to have CBS personalities doing these Netflix games because they have two.
So it's a partnership.
Exactly.
So is it going to be on CBS 2 or exclusive to Netflix?
It's just going to be exclusive to Netflix, but this is going to be, now they will be smarter They would be smarter to do that, is to let your CBS, it was just, it's similar, but I think it's going to be just exclusive to Netflix.
Okay.
And the reason why they're doing that, I mentioned this on Monday, it was like the Peacock deal with the Chiefs. You know, they had the one playoff game, the wild card game, and that was exclusive to Peacock, and Peacock blew it up. Like, it was the biggest thing that they ever had that happened on Peacock. You know, they had the Super Bowl, but it was simulcasted with NBC and Peacock. So that was like their test of putting that in. So they said, okay, now we want to try it as a game itself, as an exclusive game just for Peacock. Because Kansas City fans was pissed about that one. We didn't care, but they were. But that's what they're trying to do now with this Netflix thing. And that test was the Tyson Paul fight, because they want to see how many users they could get on their stream. And it was like 280 million or so, and then a lot of them couldn't get that fight. But now you're trying to get an NFL game where worldwide you're trying to see Patrick Mahomes
with Beyonce. That's the key.
And Beyonce, right?
I mean,
everybody's gonna be flowing into that halftime show.
It's the Netflix is in, man. They'll figure it out for that. I think they may ruin Christmas, as Scott said in the chat, but Beyonce is gonna be up there, man. And you want some subscriptions to fly off your radar? Mess up a Beyonce halftime show.
Oh my goodness! Oh my, right. That's gonna be the biggest test in the history.
If anytime it works, it needs to work for that halftime. It could buffer for the first half and the second half, but that 15-20 minutes in the middle, y'all better have somebody hold some tinfoil with the little and some stuff to keep it going. Like, remember the episode of Martin where Cole had to hold the hanger for they could watch the fight? That's what somebody needs to do.
All hands on deck for that halftime show. I don't care how long it is. Hey, listen, it's a multi-million-dollar deal they trying to do with this, and you better not mess it up. All right, we're going to take a quick time out, and we're going to come right back in just a minute. We're going to keep talking about what's going on in the latest sports topics, and definitely want to get his thoughts on what he's seeing in the NBA right now, because there's some crazy stuff going on. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the A-Train Show with my man Darryl Frierson of Straight Out Low Cash Network right after this. You're tuning in on Fuel Sports Network. We're back on the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane. It's Wild Wednesday with Darryl Frierson. We touched a bit on the whole Netflix. According to Darryl, it's Netflix from this point on. Netflix from this point on for the rest of the show, probably as long as I call it that. And after what we just witnessed with the debacle of the Tyson and Paul fight and what's coming up in December, and then this whole ordeal with WWE, I'm like, oh God. I think WWE is going to be fine. Like, it's a global thing, but it's a niche group compared to a football and a boxing group where everybody's coming in because they want to see one major attraction. And when we mentioned Beyonce, she's one major attraction, and there's going to be a bunch of people that's going to tune in.
Because Raw going to be permanently on Netflix.
You say that? Say it again.
Raw going to be permanently on Netflix.
Like the games themselves?
Not that Raw. I'm talking about WWE Raw.
Oh, Raw is permanently on Netflix.
See, I thought they had a good. I mean, and I ain't even trying to read their pockets, but I thought the Peacock setup was pretty dope. Like, set up well. Like, it was. I didn't see no issues. Their pay-per-view stream well. Like, and then you can get the old catalog and go watch old Raws and old. Like, I just thought it was a great situation with. So are they gonna keep that stuff still on Peacock, or is everything moving over to Netflix?
It looks like everything is moving to Netflix. Because pretty soon, even though they have the deal with with NBC still with Comcast, because they're doing the big event on December 14th on NBC, and that's going to be labeled as a premium live event. They say it's going to be that type of style, but it's going to be on network television, which is even more crazy to even think about. 3 hours on network TV.
Okay.
They're making a huge thing for this, and well, it could be I want to say it's going to be 2, because that's how they've rolled out. But if they talk about premium live event, you're looking at least 3, and they'll have that block because football is over. College football will be over by then, December 14th. And so they're looking at that. But as in for SmackDown will remain on the USA Network, and they're going to move to 3 hours come January. So, at some point, they're going to make the move too. It's just they still working out that deal with NBC, and things are being fixed around and whatnot.
I just thought it was a good thing on NBC.
It was. I will give it that. I want to see what PLEs are going to look like when they go on Netflix. If they have up their production value, especially now when you watch Raw. Like if you look at some of the camera shots that they take, it is phenomenal. I like it. I like it a lot.
I need them to get back to the racist WWE. Since Trump is back, I needed to go right back to, let's.
You think they got the right people behind the microphone?
I need Prime Time back. I need Slick back. I need Teddy Long to come back. I need Coco Beware, the Godfather. Bring our versions of all these people. Like, Crime Time was an amazing thing. They could have really politicked. That really got people mad. They should have kept them heels. And they really would rob people with like real cars and stuff like all the time.
I would have left them out faces. They were fine because you know what they remind me of?
You gotta have them robbing people they built. Like, come get it.
Come on, man. No, I look at them because they were comedic anyway. You know what I'm saying? And the way that they were built, but they will be faces. But they like to, like you said, they steal everything. You know what I mean? They could have been like the cats from Old Money.
The New Day. You make it black on black crime.
But then
y'all ain't real black folks. Crime Time is.
Hey, people forget the New Day was healed to begin with.
I know.
And so you have them, and then you have Crime Time as the faces.
Rest in peace to the one brother with that passed. What was his? Which one that passed?
Shad got.
Shad,
he was the one that passed. It would be tough to do that now, but I'm saying if he was alive and they were still doing it, oh man, he would have been faces. And guess who would have been right there with them? R-Truth. I guarantee you, he would have been right there with them.
Yeah, I just need that to open up, and maybe I need, I know you got more topics going to NBA. I need them to have Cody Rhodes drop this belt. Okay,
all right. You know what? I'm gonna step aside off of the NBA because we could use that for later. I promise you, we can. It's fine. So, what is the big deal? Why you feel like Cody need to remove this belt, man?
I just feel like I could go slap him personally. You know what I'm saying? Like the feel good story is over. You know what I'm saying? I need somebody that is like, he's a good ring person. I mean, all that stuff is in there. Or I need him to embrace his daddy. I know he's trying to have his own thing with the American Nightmare, but his mic capabilities aren't the best.
Yeah, I understand, man. I understand.
Like it feels real vanilla, like they like owed it to him. Like, dude, we did bring you from AEW. We played you the first time for a whole year for the belt. We're gonna have to have you another year for the belt. And then like put the strap on the Paul brother. Like it were really like, I mean, like and make it a real thing.
Sir, we've had that conversation.
I know that sounds messed up.
What would that look like? I think in this era, if you want to get political and stuff, in this era, that can wind up happening. I think that's going to wind up
the U.S. belt for like a year, damn near, didn't he?
Which is right, which we understood that, but no, we talking about the top tier. You carrying the company.
Or you got to bring Chris Jericho back and let him like do a MAGA thing.
He's fine where he's at, man. At AEW, he's
Yeah,
fine where
and
he's
you're
at
right. You're right. You're right.
because
Or maybe we bring up someone that's like somebody that's MAGA. Like you got to get a real. I'm talking about a person rocking it. I'm talking about they got to go into it. They got to be so MAGA you believe
like
it.
when you
And it's got to be
had
somebody fresh. I don't think it can't be somebody that's in the New Orleans wrestling circuit, or the South City YMCA circuit, or the Cali
there
wrestling.
is a person that would fit this right now if he were
Joy Bosa. Somebody, hey, can you get does Joy Bosa? Shout out to you, Chris Mason. Does Joy Bosa have a brother or something that's not making no money? Like somebody, we need somebody that can just look, man. You're not going to have a career after this. You're going to have a good 2-3 year run, but you're going to dive so deep into this that I don't think you can recover.
If they let him come back, there are two people that could do this for real right now. Since you mentioned it, there are two people that could do this.
Oh yeah, who you got?
One, it would have been Jake Hager, Jack Swagger. He would have fit that bill.
Ooh.
The other person would have been Brock Lesnar. Brock, the way that he was portrayed when he came back and he was doing that feud with Roman, that was perfect. And then he had that feud with Bobby Lashley.
Jack Swagger would be good, man.
But Jack Swagger, we the people, bring that back.
Yeah.
And
have him with
go
get
get Dutch.
He come to the ring in regalia and a Trump suit.
But the person right now on the roster, it would have to be Chad Gable. In that group, American Made, turn them full heel as we the USA. Oh my goodness. If you want to do that, make it like a cabinet of sorts. Gable fits that bill. And then you got the Creed brothers to go along with it. You got the Creed brothers. It would fit. It would fit the mold right now. If you were to turn them into, if you're going political, American Made would be perfect for that.
Okay, I get it. I mean, yeah. Or it's got, like I said, it's got to be somebody who's in next. That's like not gonna be the NXT champion that you could just like push and like
Brooks Jensen right now. That's his name.
No, I'm talking about like they're a mid card in NXT. And
the dude that just got beat.
Like, hey, give me a name. Just give me a random name before I can give you the scenario. Give me a random.
He just got beat on NXT yesterday. He went against Tony D'Amato. That dude, he could play that. He was coming back from, it was like a Baron Corbin type of deal. But now if you train, it made him like he's a mid-carder, and you can turn him full-blown heel into this I'm a proud American type of thing. If you're trying to do that, he would fit.
That brother, you take him and then you take a low-card woman, bring them in, Triple H brings them into the, hey, I need a Tyler Shaw and everything. Hey, I have this idea, but your career will be over afterwards. But you're going to get a whole bunch of money. You're going to get paid. You're going to get paid. But there's a potential that you have been able to be in wrestling again after this.
You'll get canceled for the rest of your career. That's it.
But you're going to get paid. You're going to get a lot of merch sales. I'll give you 5-10% of the merch sales off your name, but I act like I don't know you in 2028. Look, you will be released. And y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna come in with the suits on. Y'all gonna do the whole demo. Y'all gonna, make it happen at the highest level.
Hey, the promos itself could outweigh them in the ring, bro. They ain't gotta really do much.
And look, and then almost, you know what, low key, Ted DiBiase. Can we or what's his little son's name? They finna get locked up though. Junior. I know in Mississippi.
Hey,
they were part of that Bret Favre thing. I'm told Ted DiBiase Jr., but they both gonna get locked up. You know that, right?
That's what I'm saying. Ain't Junior about to get locked up?
Yeah. But that's even better. We pick him up from jail when he gets out. I don't think I'm gonna do like a year or two. We do straight out, and I'm talking about you come out with MAGA on. I'm talking about MAGA everything, MAGA tats. Like you got to go all the way. You want to get MAGA tats, bro.
Hey, you have to switch it. You'll have to switch it. You'll have to use, instead of American.
Look, in Arlington, I'm making it even darker. I might get a black man to beat his role.
Golly, you really trying to see your dark side of the ring gonna be ridiculous.
I might even get a black man to do it, even better.
Hey, instead of MAGA, it'll be MAGA, MWGA,
Yep,
make
yep, yep,
wrestling great
yep,
again.
yep,
I'm here
yep.
to make
And look,
wrestling great again.
right, yep. And look, he show up. Oh man, he could be messing with the New Day. He could be messing with everybody.
Hey, you know what's funny? Before he got released, Odyssey Jones could have been that guy. Before
Oh
he got
man.
kicked off, Odyssey Jones could have been that
What's
guy.
the one big dude that's like super tall that he's a Omega too. He's got
You
not
talking
the
about
dude
Titus O'Neil?
that yeah Titus O'Neil, and then match him with what's the one big dude that just wore like the black pants and the black shirt that was super big. He don't talk that
Omos.
much.
Come on, Omos, the
Omos.
dude.
Pit them together, make them the other side of what was my boy New Jack and I can't remember
Oh
they
my
tag
God.
team.
See, New Jack would have been the perfect cat if he was still
No.
alive.
I'm talking about they were the verse of this. So what is the name of what was their what was it? What was their name? It was New Jack and Mustafa's tag. Oh, what is New Jack and Mustafa?
You want a
Were they the Natural Born Killers? Was that it? Natural Born Killers?
yeah, you want something similar to that, or you can have your nation of domination that you
But
believe.
it's the opposite way.
Exactly. That's what you want, the opposite version.
All white women. All white women. White women only.
Yes, Chris. Heads will explode. Thanks for
White women only. I really wanted this to be led up by that just went to AEW, the king of the white women. What is his name? What's my boy's name? Him and MVP getting together in AEW. I can't remember
you talking
nobody's
about
name.
Shelton Benjamin?
Not Shelton Benjamin. He's not the king of white women. My other man. No, what's the one that he was going back over Brock? He's like the black Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Bobby Lashley. Bobby
Lashley.
Lashley.
That's who I really wanted to do it. Like, in my real thing, I had this idea 4 years ago. I really wanted Bobby Lashley to embrace this, the king of the white women. He needed to embrace this, but he probably didn't want his career to be over. And I get it. This is a very risky thing for someone to take on.
What's going on? Why it gives you, man? Hey, that is risky, man. Like, for real. Like, stuff like this, I know. You know, and I'm worried if Triple H is going to have a similar mindset in some capacity to like what Vince was when he
bring it back. That's when wrestling was great, when it was racialized.
It's still silly, man. I cannot believe it.
We go NBA, man. We can talk about this. But one of my goals, I'm not even the biggest wrestling fan. I don't think I could be a great writer.
It's right, because if you look at it these days, entertaining, it's very entertaining. I know a lot of people is getting sick of this bloodline scenario, this whole situation, but it continues.
They keep bringing up new bloodline members. God damn, like every
keeps captivating. It keeps captivating, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Why this thing could continue? It could go on for a long time. All right, step away, take another break. We're gonna come back with more. This time we're gonna talk the NBA. I promise you, because we got into a tangent off that, but he wanted to talk about
it's something I didn't want to bring up to you.
All right, we'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. Back with the show. Make sure that you're tuning in on fuelsportsnetwork.com. You can check us out. Oh, keep forgetting, man. You can always check us out on the app at Fuel Sports Network. You check it on your Roku TVs. Man, we kind of got away from all that kind of stuff, man. But he said a cancel check. Oh, come on. I ain't putting that up there. Czechoslovakia, what they call that? No, I'm good. Darryl stepped away for just a moment, but he'll be back in a moment. But yeah, one thing that we have touched about in just a little bit of time, we touched about the whole scenario, what's going on with this Netflix thing, because everything is really tied into what's about to happen in sports and television today. What you're going to see from this point on as we get into the future. More streaming games now, as you see in the NBA is on Max right now. They're doing more games on Max. They're about to go to Amazon Prime soon. Of course, the NFL is right now on Prime with their Thursday night game. Also, you're going to see more baseball games being streamed. I think Roku had a deal with Major League Baseball where they showcased their game on Sunday. Peacock had did it for a little bit. Of course, you see what's going on with the NFL. Like, you can catch the games on Paramount, you can catch them on Peacock when it's Sunday Night Football. I think Fox is doing theirs as well. But that's what you're going to start seeing in the future more often. And then I'm not saying they're going to slowly move themselves away, but it's going to really be like a slow burn for when they return back into the fray. And yeah, that's kind of where we at right now as we bring it back, Darryl Frierson, into the mix here.
My bad, but the whole South Side is without internet, so I'm on my hotspot. So,
oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Look at you on the South Side doing your thing with that, man.
Yeah, but keep going.
Yes, sir.
So
but no,
NBA?
I was just
NBA.
Yeah, I was touching a bit on that. You know how the streaming thing. I seen a comment from Gilbert Arenas saying that they asked him why is NBA viewership declining, and I was like, well, they making people pay for everything now. Remember, they're putting everything streaming. You know, on Max. You know, you got games. They're going to be soon on Amazon Prime. They're going to be moving to NBC come next season. You know, of course, you got your ESPN. They have their stream as well. And you don't have, in my opinion, the game lately, it has been better, but overall, it hadn't been fun anymore, man. When you had a game last year in the All-Star game, and I go back to reference this a lot, 211 points. Game where nobody even cared about no defense. Almost 400 points was played, totaled in that game. We never thought we would see something like that, and here it is. It came. And he was like, dude, it's just not fun anymore. But in recent weeks, there have been, of course, you had the great game last night between the Celtics and the Cavs. Cavs got their first loss against the Celtics. So,
we saw that coming.
Yeah. And that's fine. I do want to see the Cavs make some noise in this playoff.
Ain't gonna happen.
You think the same old, right?
We know the 2, 3 teams, 4 teams gonna make the finals of the playoffs this year. We already know. we just doing the extra proper circumstances.
You think Golden State back in this again?
No.
Not you just think that start was just something. I like to look at, like you said, with pop culture. Steph Curry is at a point now he don't want to be at home, I think, and like that's why he's like balling now. He don't want to be at home. It's a whole bunch of infant kids at the crib now. He don't want to be at home. So he finna ball out. He ain't gonna get hurt. Ain't nothing finna happen to him. The longer he can stay in the playoffs, the less he's gotta be at home. Because he got like two or three daughters that like everybody's under 10, and then like a baby boy. He don't want to be at home. That's 4 kids under 10 years old. No, he don't already another job when you be at home.
You notice when he start balling, when he be at home and then the kids happen, he start balling. That's when he balling. That's when I bet no. Maybe you know what? Maybe take that back. Golden State might make the finals. I'm walking myself into it now myself.
You starting to see it now, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm talking myself into Golden State making the finals.
Okay. You speak about that. What about this whole Bronny James situation? Oh, my bad. I think I knocked him out for a second. My bad. This whole Bronny James situation where, I get that they want to play with each other, man, but everybody's seeing Bronny's not good. And even
Bronny he needs better counsel. And I know he's got his counsel, but he needs better counsel. Because A-Tran, I'm telling you, I had look. I always got the playbook. I always got the
Yes,
playbook.
you got the playbook.
And look, he had the opportunity to get out of this with the heart condition. Because I could always say, but if it wasn't for my heart, I would have balled. And he could have gone work for like Maverick or one other business for his dad and never had that pressure of being with his daddy. I would have been dope if my heart wasn't messed up. He always would have had that as his backup plan. Remember how many cats we grew up with? Man, my knee was bad. Though you like, well, dang, I ain't never get to see him playing college because his knee was bad. So he never played pro. He always could be at a dinner table being like, my heart wasn't bad. I was gonna start. You can't tell me what.
Hey, them conversations gonna be ridiculous, man.
But I'm saying he could have got out of this. And if it was smart, his daddy'd be like, look, it's too much pressure on you being my son. The second son is better than you. Why don't we just let you just walk into the sunset with this heart condition? And this is your getaway, get out of jail free card.
Thank you. But in my opinion, I don't think Bronny wanted this. I know he wanted the NBA, but not like this. It's so much chaos within it that
he's doing a disservice by not taking those other away trips and like being a part of the team, because now the teammates are never in the G League are never going to feel like he's a part of the team at all.
And they're never going to respect him at
all.
Like,
if you remember, I remember they said back when Jordan was on the Barons, like he rolled with them on the buses. He redid their buses, and they had like Sega's back then.
Everything was decked out.
But he was on the bus with his team. He ain't taking no flight to Huntsville, Alabama for the game or to Greenville, South Carolina. He rolled the bus with the team.
He rode the bus. That's what that whole documentary was. Jordan rides the bus. And I want to sit here, and since you're here, I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm going to sit here and tell the folks here the reason why I'm considering Michael Jordan the greatest of all time. LeBron did not get that opportunity to do that type of stuff. I get it. He was basketball and whatnot, and he wanted to do that.
Two different types of players, Train.
Right. And if football was in play,
LeBron is the best prodigy of all time. There's no doubt about that.
Here's the thing, though.
Immense pressure as he was under. Think about it. This dude since 11th grade, we knew about him on the front of ESPN, and to get to that level, he fulfilled every promise that you could.
Absolutely.
So you got to give him, like, he's the best. He never, of course, he nutted up in games, but he didn't lose none of that minutia of like, oh, what he could have been. No, he maxed out everything.
We knew that already. We knew what he was going to be when he came in, especially when we was getting his games.
300 pounds in high school, like 6'8".
When we was getting his national TV games and stuff.
The only person that I guess they could do him up was Lenny Cook, and that's some old AAU stuff we never seen. Urban legends. Once again, if it wasn't for my heart, I would have beat LeBron James. That's the Lenny Cook story as well. If it wasn't for this, same thing. Bronny had that opportunity. He could be doing a documentary right now if it wasn't for my heart.
We would have said the same thing about Len Bias, but that's a whole nother story. We would have said the whole same thing about that. But what I'm getting at with Jordan is when you can go out 1 year, you ain't played the game of baseball in over 20 years, and you can hit a ball 1 out of 5 times with he trained it, but 1 out of 5 times, that's impressive. I can't sit here and say that he should have never played baseball. Go out right now, play a game every single day. Just to see if you can make a team and hit a ball 1 out of 5 times. You can't do it. You can't do it. And for him to get, and people forget that season in Birmingham, he stole 30 bases.
Yeah.
30 years old, stealing 30 bases. Like, that's phenomenal. If you look past, you got to look past the average, because everybody look at the average. Oh, he should have never.
Do you think Jordan's the best athlete of all time? Or is that what you're trying to make
he's in my opinion, he's going to be second to Bo.
He's not even in my top 5
because of what he was able to do with that. Imagine if he kind of stayed.
It's Bo prime is
I get it. Bo and Dion are going to remain at the top. You know what I mean? Because what they were.
I put Brian Jordan in the top 5.
Listen, oh my goodness,
I put Brian Jordan in the top 5,
and I met this cat. Yeah,
Brian. And everybody, I'm not talking about like the best in the sport, but like I can put him in any sport and he's gonna be like super dope. And Brian Jordan proved he plays safety and outfielder for the Cardinals at the same time. The Cardinals made him, give up the football to get that check.
Yeah. but Bo was the only one to do it in the same year. The only man, well, and you know what? We can say the
Brian
same thing
did
about
too.
Dion, huh?
Yeah, Brian Jordan did too.
But see, he came like afterwards. See, when he came to the Cardinals, it was 92. He was doing his thing for 3 years. He did that late 80s, early 90s
So
thing with
really
Atlanta.
go down to Dion and Bo.
And Dion was part-time with the baseball. He was full-time with the football, right? Because he was able to come up, get a little knock speed, still a little base. Whereas with Bo did this in the same year. Granted, he was part-time football, full-time baseball, but dude still was able to get a Pro Bowl. He ran for 250 yards in a game, and he was the backup. They might as well label him as a fullback.
Did he win Rookie of the Year? Did he win Rookie of the Year, AL Rookie of the Year?
I want to say he did. He was, but that whole year, 89, Pro Bowl, All-Star Game, MVP, you ain't never seen that before, and you will never see this. You will never see it, no matter who is out there. That I remember I had an argument with a good friend. He was talking about, well, why Russell Wilson can do it. No, he cannot. Jameis Winston, he couldn't do it either. Kyler Murray, he couldn't do it either. And the reason that's because if you're choosing football over baseball, you're the number one signal caller. They are not going to.
What about Joe Mauer, though? What about Joe Mauer? They said Joe Mauer is supposed to have been like that dude.
Well, Todd Helton was too, if that's where you want to go.
But they said Joe Mauer was supposed to be that guy, though.
Exactly. Hall of Famer Joe Mauer. But the thing was he chose baseball over football.
Yeah.
And the thing was,
and basketball too. Joe Mauer was dope at basketball too.
Exactly. But the thing was, if you
may be the best high school athlete of all time,
Tony Gwynn chose baseball over basketball, and he was a lot of them said he was a better basketball player than he was baseball player. And he led the conference when he was at San Diego State in assist. Like he was drafted by the NBA.
So Chris is asking in the chat, hockey and football. Like, is there any hockey football
ain't no way. You can't do it.
Your body can't. Your body couldn't handle that.
Nope. No way.
Your body couldn't handle that
at all. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Like I said, you couldn't do football and baseball if you wanted to. Because granted, I think it was Kyler was an outfielder. Jameis was a pitcher. He probably could have done that, but at the same time, you're using a lot of your arm. You're gonna mess that up, especially if you're the number one signal caller. Your coach is gonna want you from football more than you want for baseball. Granted, you're doing part-time, but that's a lot.
If you're a pitcher, you're saying you're gonna get a Tommy John surgery. It's gonna happen. Like that's a part of your life.
There's not even any other thing.
It's not if, it's when you're gonna have to get Tommy John surgery.
Oh, no question about it, man. No question. And that means you're done with pitching, and you might be even done with throwing the football around as well.
Yeah. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, the fact that he had Tommy John surgery and still playing is ridiculous.
But see, that even, it scared me a little bit when he had the shoulder injury in the World Series. I'm thought, oh man, he cooked. Like I really thought, I'm like, okay, that whole gambling thing that came up and crept up on him now.
Which I think he was doing, for the record, but that's
I still believe he was part of that gambling stuff. So
his boy took that L for him, boy. Like Nino Brown in the car.
Going. All right, one final timeout.
Yeah, go ahead. I was saying I don't know what the NBA can go through, but go ahead.
One final timeout. We're gonna come right back to wrap this bad boy up because man, we're flying by this hour pretty quick. So, all right, stay tuned. We'll finish up right here on Fuel Sports Network. Welcome back. Welcome back to the A-Train Show. A-Train Arlington Lane, Darryl Frierson here from Straight Up Low Cash Network. joining in the fray. Man, we've been touching on a bunch of stuff, man, especially this whole athletes and stuff and getting his thoughts on everything, man. We've been really running through. It's been kind of fast, man. I wish we had another hour we could do this, man. But you know, I got work just
man,
like
we got to wrap it up, man.
we're gonna have to wrap it up soon. But one thing for sure, I touched a little bit about it in the second segment, was about the NBA and the streaming and stuff like that. Inside the NBA is returning. It's going to be on ESPN, sort of in the same deal like with Pat McAfee's doing with the show and them being featured on ESPN, because a lot of people don't know Pat McAfee's show is actually independent. And they're doing the same thing with TNT is going to license inside the NBA to ESPN. They're going to still run it, but it's now going to be featured on ESPN, which I'm kind of like, I'm okay with that. And don't get mad at me. I just need one person to move over there with them. One person that can, or maybe two. If they're going to feature other people from ESPN on it, Kendrick can go over there, whatever. Kendrick can go over there. Shanae got to go over there. Shanae got to go over there, but I have a feeling that Shaq's going to be hitting on her anyway, so it makes no difference.
And Shaq's going to do something, say something ridiculous.
But you know, Candace Parker has doing her thing and whatnot. You know, when she does the telecast, I hate that Jamal Crawford was cut from the group because you know he did a phenomenal job. Jalen Rose is now at NBC, so when they do their coverage for the NBA, that ought to be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah. I'm missing Jalen Rose on TV.
Yeah. You know what? He had a great show with him and Jalep and David Jacoby when they were doing their thing. Yeah. And so, but you know, you're seeing the landscape changing a little bit, you know, with NBA media. You're seeing the same thing with NFL media now. Like, do you think inside the NBA is good for the culture, or is it just, you know, because it's been around for so long, or is it time to just go on and retire?
No, it's a staple. You keep the staple until you can't keep it anymore. Like, you know, let those guys be those guys. Why do we need anything new? Like, if dumb broke, don't fix it at this point for that. If the ratings are there, let's keep it. You know,
just
until
like
somebody else steps up.
That's not like I feel about Family Feud and The Price is Right.
Yeah,
and Wheel of Fortune.
Why are we changing up the host? It works.
The jokers work, man. And you know what? Yeah. And I'm sitting back, and then a lot of people are against Charles Barkley, but I'm like, it's entertaining, man. There's a reason why they've won a lot of sports Emmys for what they do, you know, and they have that core that they've built. You know, Shaq being the last piece of that core, and it has turned it into a phenomenon, man. You know, like you look for stuff to be said, or you look for them to kind of how they banter and whatnot. You look for that, and I'm like, it's kind of interesting how, you know, they continue on this path of where they are. And granted, this is their last year with Turner, and I think they ought to go out with a bang. They just talk crazy on the last show on Turner Sports.
Yeah, because who's on their lineup now? Is D-Wade still there?
I guess they do the Thursday night game, because you know they done moved so much.
So everybody moving is that same. So it's gonna be D-Wade, Kenny, Shaq, and my man. Was it Gus?
You talking about Ernie Johnson?
Ernie. So it's those four moving over to the new situation, or is it just a few of them? Because I know the thing was that was holding them up from doing it somewhere else totally was that Ernie's got an exclusive contract with TNT.
Right. And then Shaq's contract is Shaq's contract right now with TNT is kind of in limbo. So
so that's why it's going over.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Shaq, because Shaq just lost his game show too. You know, they got canned over the summer. He did. He had a show called Lucky 13, which actually was kind of fun, man. It was a very, very, very interesting show. And him and Gina Rodriguez from the show Jane the Virgin, they had a show together that they hosted, and they did good. Like, that chemistry was good together. But that got canned at ABC, but now his contract is limbo for what's going on at Turner. Their camaraderie is highly entertaining. It says Shaq always played on the wrong team, so I never liked to play. But with Einstein, he was great. You know, it is what it is when we listen.
He's top 5 center of all time. He's a top 5 center of all time.
Yeah, because you know what? When you mention stuff like that, it's hard to sit back and you put him beyond that because of the other centers before him.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna put Kareem, Wilt, Bill Russell, Olajuwon. You're not. Those are locked.
Exactly.
Those are 4. And like the best you could be is 5.
Exactly.
And then in low key, and somebody can in low key, depending on where you want to put Tim Duncan at, do you put him at power forward or center? That'll bump him down to me too. If depending on where you want to put Tim Duncan.
I would put Tim right there in the top 3 of power forwards of all time.
Right, but you could put him as a center too. He was, he came in as
he came in as a power forward, jumped in as a center, when David Robinson retired. I get where you're coming from with that. He was always
but Shaq is dope though. Shaq was a dominant force. Like let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, we're not getting it twisted. Because imagine, the thing is, I don't think if he would have left Orlando and went to LA, he wouldn't have the same type of career.
No, nowhere close. We wouldn't know this. We wouldn't know.
Okay. I was wondering, man, but I wish that Penny was Penny. A lot of times when Penny had, he got hurt and stuff. Duncan was a true forward. Okay, all right.
Yeah, he was, but he's 7 foot. Come on, man. This is in the 90s. That's supposed to be a center.
Do you remember Ralph Sampson was a 4 when he played with Olajuwon?
7'5", 7'4", or something like that. Yeah.
Like when Biyama.
That's because you had Olajuwon next to you. Any other team, he would have been a center.
But the way that they said Sampson played, Sampson was like a 4, and they use Olajuwon because he was a force in the middle. You couldn't get past him. I get it. Ralph Sampson was tall.
They had the Twin Towers. The original Twin Towers was them two at Houston.
Yeah,
Ralph Sampson was a center at Virginia. That's what I'm saying. Like he was a center.
Yeah, he was. That's true. That's very true.
You got the Dream next to you. It's like, man, all right, Dream, whatever you want to do. Hey, it's your world, Dream.
He said, I still don't know who the greatest Piston was. The greatest Piston was Isaiah Thomas, man. At the end of the day, I don't know what y'all.
There's no question.
Like that's a given.
There's no question. There's nobody even close to it. There's no other Piston close to it.
I'm gonna say Grant Hill did not get the success in Detroit that we all had hoped. And they did him. In my opinion, I think they did him dirty.
Detroit did him dirty. He played on that air cast on that bad ankle and messed up his whole rest of his career playing on that air cast in the playoffs that year when they were like a 4 or 5 seed. It didn't even matter that year. They was gonna get waxed off anyway. And his career was never the same after that.
Right, and it's like after he left Detroit, I used to poke fun at it, and to me, I love you too. I really do. I used to poke fun at Grant Hill all the time, saying that she was the reason why he wasn't the same no more.
No, that wasn't him. It was the Pistons' fault, man. They was the Pistons. But I can see that. Yeah, you want to lay up next to that woman for sure. But like I said, once again, the Steph Curry, I got to get out this house. That's always paramount. I got to get out this house. At some point, he wanted to get out this house, but he couldn't because he had staph infections, all kind of stuff going on. Every time he turned around, he was getting nicked up. But Grant Hill was truth, man. Grant Hill, like I was breaking down to shout out to Dozier from the podcast just posted. I was breaking down to him like Grant Hill was giving Kobe work. Like, and we looked up their versus each other stats. He was averaging like 24 on Kobe and like 3 or 4 steals. Mm-hmm. Grant Hill was that guy. He's the rookie of the year with Jason Kidd. Let's not act like Grant Hill wasn't that dude.
Hey, he stayed top 5 in MVP races. He's one of the only
good players I like. That's how good he was. One of the only. That's a very short list of people. Very short list of people.
He's probably the only one, ain't he?
No. I messed with Elton Brand. I liked Elton Brand. I liked him. Who else I didn't? I know more people I didn't like.
But you want to know something crazy? You remember that 99 year since you mentioned that?
Of course, that was the year they should have went undefeated and won the whole thing.
Right. And they went against Connecticut. Did you see something what I saw on the court, man?
They threw it?
They started 5 black dudes on that squad. Did they not?
The only time. That's the last time they've done that. And that's what happened, But no, keep in mind though, that Krzyzewski start changing up his game. If you remember in the early 2000s, he was like, I ain't recruiting no one and dones, all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
That wasn't his demo. And Calipari came along and he was like, you know what? I changed my mind. And let me get back to my squad I had then because he had lot of younger cats on that squad. McGetty got drafted on that squad off the bench.
Sure did.
Off the bench. That whole squad got drafted in the first round, damn near.
You did. That whole squad got
drafted. And I actually liked that Duke squad. I didn't even hate them. They were seminal to me. Like, I had no hate, no love. It was just right in the middle for that Duke squad. Just right in the middle. So there's certain schools, A-Train, as I know we wrapping up here. But all the people that are college, there are certain colleges that my daughter would never attend. Like, never. Duke is on the in between now in general. Ole Miss, my daughter will never touch feet on Ole Miss campus.
Oh my goodness.
BYU. I don't know if you saw that thing where BYU offered that kid the #1 pick $4.5 million for NIL. And then I don't know if y'all remember. I don't remember my caption I put in the thing. I said, "Still wouldn't touch that campus."
Oh my goodness! Oh wow! Wow!
And it's not because it's the Brigham Young thing. It's because of all the other stuff that comes with the Brigham Young thing.
Yeah. But would you let it go to Iowa State though?
My black ass wouldn't touch 1 foot on that campus. I always look. I know y'all listeners. I know we have a diverse listener base over on here on the A-Train Network and Fuel. Shout out to y'all for letting me have on. But look at the haircuts of any BYU player, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about them. Every one of them haircuts. Every one of them haircuts.
Okay.
Every one of them. Then you can look at them and you be like, oh, okay. You that guy. All right. That's who's fading up in the dorms at BYU. Who fading up? You going to great clips.
Brother, you got it. You got it in this case, man. Hey man, I appreciate you jumping in.
Hey, thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah. He said, why not? I'll take 5 girlfriends.
You ain't gonna have them while you playing.
No,
you better
not really. You gotta focus.
What was the one dude, Davies, the brother Davies that got kicked off the team for a year for messing with a girl at Arizona State? They were dating for real, and he got kicked off the team for a year.
Wow.
He was on the team with Jimmer. Because remember, that's where Jimmer fell off because he didn't have his big man.
He sure didn't. That's right.
Davies.
All right. Well,
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we gotta do this once. We gotta do this again, man. If you got some time next Wednesday, I'm probably gonna need this again because this was great. I enjoyed this, and we had a nice packed hour in, and we'll definitely touch on some more topics and throw back with a whole bunch of stuff, man. So appreciate you coming through and doing your thing, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, man. This is the A-Train signing off. Appreciate y'all. Fuel Sports Network, fuelsportsnetwork.com. Find us wherever. And we got some great stuff cooking up in the future. What do you say? My question about BYU is how did the SOLc thing? On that note, we'll find out next time. Maybe the next time when Darryl come on. All right. So this is A-Train signing off. We'll catch you for another edition of the A-Train show right here. Catch us Friday. Same time, same bad channel. Right here on Fuel Sports Network.